Today, we're talking about something pretty incredible. We're going to unlock what you might call the secret blueprint that runs your life. It's all based on this groundbreaking book, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. We're about to dive deep into the hidden mental mechanics that, believe it or not, secretly decide whether you succeed or fail. And just to get us started, think about this quote from Bruce Barton. "Nothing splendid has ever been achieved except by those who dared believe that something inside them was superior to circumstance." That really sets the stage perfectly, because this whole explainer is about finding that powerful something inside of you. But what if that force that's really running the show? What if it's not your talent or your willpower or even your situation? I mean, what if the biggest thing holding you back is just a picture you have in your mind? Our story actually starts in a pretty surprising place, a plastic surgeon's operating room. This is the story of Dr. Maxwell Maltz and a really strange discovery he made that would end up changing millions of lives. So here's the puzzle Maltz kept running into. He would perform the same, totally successful surgery on two different people. For one person, let's call them patient A, the physical change was like a key that unlocked a whole new life. They'd become confident, successful, a new person. But then you have patient B. They get the exact same physical transformation, and yet nothing changed. They were still just as shy, just as unhappy as they were before. And this led Maltz to this really haunting conclusion. His scalpel could change a face, no problem, but it couldn't always change the person behind it. The big question was why? He figured out pretty quickly that the answer had nothing to do with surgery and everything to do with this hidden force inside our own minds. And this is where Dr. Maltz found his answer. He realized we all have what he called a secret inner blueprint. Maltz's huge discovery was this idea of this self-image. Think of it as a mental blueprint we all carry around of ourselves. It's our deep down belief about the sort of person I am. Now, this isn't just some fuzzy idea. It's a powerful control system that dictates our limits, our actions, and our feelings. And here's the real kicker. We will always act in a way that's consistent with this self-image, no matter what. You can picture it like this. We've all got our true potential. That's that big outer circle. But most of us, we live inside this much smaller, self-imposed circle. And that little circle is defined entirely by our self-image. The whole goal of Psycho-Cybernetics is to expand that inner circle, to stretch our own self-imposed limits until they actually match up with our real potential. Maltz used a brilliant analogy for this, a thermostat. Your self-image works exactly like one. Right? If you set your thermostat to 70 degrees, the AC or the heat kicks on automatically to keep the room at that temperature. In the exact same way, your self-image sets the upper limit for your achievements, and it will automatically pull you back down if you ever try to outperform it. Maltz actually called this the snapback effect. He wrote, "The person who perceives himself to be a failure type person will find some way to fail." And this explains so much, doesn't it? It's why just using willpower often doesn't work. You can't just grit your teeth and force a change if your internal thermostat is still set to failure. Okay, so if the self-image is the thermostat, what's the actual air conditioner or furnace that it's controlling? Well, that would be your automatic success machine, a powerful built-in guidance system that does all the heavy lifting for you. The name Psycho-Cybernetics actually comes from the science of cybernetics, which is just the study of goal-seeking mechanisms, like guided missiles or torpedoes. Maltz's big insight was that our brain and nervous system work in the exact same way. They're like a biological servo-mechanism that's designed to automatically hit any target you give it. Now, here's the crucial part. This mechanism is completely impersonal. It doesn't have an opinion. It doesn't care if the goal you give it is good for you or bad for you. If your self-image feeds it positive, success-oriented goals, it works as a success mechanism. But if you feed it negative, failure-oriented beliefs, that very same mechanism becomes a failure mechanism, and it guides you just as faithfully toward that negative outcome. It works just like a torpedo hunting a target. First, you give it a clear destination. Then, it starts moving, it makes mistakes, and it uses that negative feedback, those errors, to automatically correct its course. It doesn't get bummed out by mistakes. It just sees them as data to help it zigzag its way to the goal. This system is literally built for success. Okay, this all sounds great, but how do we give this mechanism a new target? How do we actually program this thing? Well, the answer brings us to the most practical, hands-on part of this entire idea. The key is your imagination. All right, this next part is maybe the most mind-blowing and powerful principle in the whole book, so listen closely. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a real experience and an experience you imagine vividly. Let that sink in for a second. To your brain, an imagined success is a real success. And hey, there's concrete proof for this. Maltz gives some incredible examples. If you vividly imagine you're at the North Pole, you can actually get goosebumps. If you imagine your hand is in a bucket of ice water, its temperature can physically drop. Your mind can even create real inflammation just by imagining a hot poker touching your skin. This isn't just positive thinking. This is your imagination creating real, measurable, physical effects in your body. So, if our imagination has the power to change our physical state, it can absolutely change our mental blueprint. And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway, how to become your own programmer. Now, this might sound super complex, but Maltz made it so accessible. I absolutely love this quote of his. If you can remember, worry, or tie your shoe, you can succeed with Psycho-Cybernetics. His point is we're already using these mental skills every single day. I mean, what is worrying? It's just using your imagination to create a negative future. All we have to do is flip that switch. So the process itself is actually pretty simple. By vividly and repeatedly imagining the person you want to become, that confident speaker, that successful entrepreneur, that happy person, you are literally creating new memories of success in your nervous system. You're installing a new blueprint. You are giving your automatic success mechanism a new positive target to zero in on, and it has no choice but to start moving towards it. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Your current self-image, that inner blueprint you have right now, is the program that has gotten you exactly where you are today. The question Psycho-Cybernetics leaves us with is a powerful one. Where are you going to program it to go next?